Hi guys, it's the end of October and our fall has been gorgeous. We've been low on rain, but what's nice is as I've been cleaning off my gardens, I can see that I've been able to not lose too many plants through the drought of the summer and the fall with the cooling temperatures. And I'm being consistent with watering still. I've done a lot of new plantings and I'm just deciding, you know, you just have to water things to keep them healthy. That it's beautiful. And we're going into, this is the end of October. I can't believe November's here and we still haven't had a killing frost. We've had 34 or 32 degrees. There was a little frost on the windows, but it hasn't really killed everything back. And so I'm the type of gardener, I go little by little. Each one of my gardens is a separate place to start cleaning things off. And if you're new at doing this, you can't get it all done in one day. And you want to take your time to enjoy your plants, remove what you can, see what's grown, what hasn't, and just keep moving forward. So we're up here by the what I call the water barrel garden, and I'm look at these gorgeous hellebores. This will be their third years. I have a double white. I think the double white's there. This is red, and then winter plum, and they have put on such beautiful color. And I'm excited to see this time when they start blooming, because of our extended warm temperatures. It'll be fun to see them bloom. And then I was also noticing my primrose, which I love. These are your spring blooming primrose, and they all have survived the summer, and they look so healthy going into winter. So spring, I love this garden bed because if you've been watching, my favorite place to sit and look at my garden in the winter is from a window above Reggie's pretty green leaf. And this garden is pretty to see the spring blooms. I love it. So there's not very much more to cut off. I went through today and cut off some more lavender to dry, and I'll tie that up and let it dry. And I'm leaving, the basil has been sensitive to the cold temperatures, but I'm leaving the blooms because a bee just ran right in. So just for the blooms, for the bees. And I can still find some clean, maybe not on this one, but up there. They're coming after me now. Some nice little basil. There's still some leaves we can use. I'm not being too picky about it, but I have started, like I said, each bed I go through and start cleaning up. And in these areas where I have started to like tree form my Caryopteris, this is a good time of year that if you have suckers coming up from the base of your trees or your shrubs that you're trying to tree form, I go through and trim them up. I did my lilac, I did the Caryopteris, and those are just little things you can do that makes your spring that much nicer. I also I've gotten my pond covered, which I love because whenever the leaves start to drop off of this beautiful Japanese maple, you don't want them in your pond. So I got on top of that early, which makes me happy. The new plantings that I've planted, whenever you are planting in the fall, you still need to water them unless you're in an area that's getting moisture, and we're not having moisture. So I've come out, and you've watched several videos where I've planted several things this fall and they all look healthy. The bird bath is still being used by the blue jays every night.
So they start around 4 o'clock.
About 4 o'clock. Yeah, they must, like to take their showers later in the day. Who knows? So I won't cover this until I know that they're no longer going to use it because it's just too enjoyable. You can see them fly into the willow tree, and you can hear them outside, and they're in the. This is the first time we've had so much action in that.
It's the truth.
Bird bath by the blue jays. So I love it.
4 or 5 at a time.
4 or 5 at a time. It's so fun, and the cats don't seem to bother them at all. The other thing that's happening, we planted garlic just about 4 weeks ago, and look what's coming up. I have been putting the leaves from the willow tree over it, but look at all the nice growth. And again, you don't have to worry about that growth this time of year, even if we get some cold winter, because they are going to be mulched by 2 or 3 inches of the leaves, and they should do really well. Fingers crossed that they do. The rose, you can see it when we go into the compost pile. I want to show you, I did take time. If you have a small compost pile like I do, it's time to get it cleaned up, stirred, because it is looking so nice. I'm so proud of it.
Well, what happened here? We can get
Oh
in.
wait, you know that I had these 2 trees taken out by now, and so I got it all mulched. What I'm doing right now is I'm studying on how to get the 2 stumps out that are left in here, and that may be a winter project for me to do. I want to get that done. I don't know what's going in here yet. That's for the winter. I think I talked about that, but I miss them, but I don't. It's change, and like I said, change is never easy, but once you go through it, it's good.
Well, you had a hard time.
I did for a day
when he said they've got to go.
You know, we've talked about, we just laid these pieces of stone here because Reggie has a great idea. We're going to continue similar rock wall that's in the island bed there here to give us a definite definition, and I really think it's going to look nice. We just have to go stone hunting. We need to take a trip, maybe to Pipestem.
Well, if I had a truck. That's an old joke with us.
I'm so proud of this compost pile. Come on in here.
Are you proud of me for selling the truck?
I'm proud of you for selling the truck.
Okay, there you go.
We see it every day. But, so this is the compost pile that I use out of right now. And then to the right of me is the one I started early this spring, and it is decomposing nicely. It'll be ready for next spring. Then this is my new fall compost that I just started with all the cleaning off of everything that we've had. And what makes it so nice in here, look at this. My beautiful white rose.
Still blooming.
Still blooming. I mean, the leaves aren't pretty, but to see a bloom, it's lovely. This is the white iceberg climbing rose. And it's just those little things that make this time of year, end of October, and we're still getting blooms. So anyhow, if you have a compost pile, get it stirred. I love my compost starter. I know it's making a difference for a small gardener like I am, and your compost. I've been able to use my compost so much sooner, and it's really beautiful stuff.
And it's all organic. It's Espoma makes it, right?
Yeah, it's Espoma. Look at that soil, you know. And this one's looking just like it. Just saying. Start one, you'll like it. So come around. Let's take a look how everything else is doing. Like I said, all the new plantings. My Mr. Bowling Ball, they're doing beautiful. The dappled willow, it couldn't be in a better place. And the blue jays like to sit in the dappled willow.
They're almost too heavy for it, though.
They are.
They're big birds.
Hopefully it'll grow up and be better. But everything, you know, once I learned I had to keep things watered. It's just the learning process.
What are these called?
Mr. Bowling Ball.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Bowling Ball. They're gorgeous. They say they'll get a little coppery color in the winter. We'll see. It's my first time to grow them. The other thing I did is this hydrangea. We planted this. I don't know what it is. It came from the church after Easter services. It had blue blooms, and it's surviving. So I want to see what it blooms like. It's always fun to have those plants that you don't know what's going to turn out to be. On my list of things to do is I will get the asters cut back probably this week. I wanted to make certain that all of this was dead, and I'll show you how to do those things. I've gone in and I have cut back some of the crocosmia, but I like for them to turn completely brown, and you'll see under the pergola before I cut those back. All the daylilies have been cut back in these beds, and that was my job for last week, just to go to the end of this pergola. Next week, I'm going to tackle the rest of the flower beds over there. I did take out the zinnias here. They were done. But look how beautiful the Dolce Wildberry heucheras look once they're the show, beside particularly the little green. It's funny how those things slip out of my head. It doesn't matter. We'll go on. So roses, like I said, roses are still blooming, blah, blah, blah. Oh, probably the morning glory vine. This one will be gone. I took the one off of the compost pile and the side of the house because it had all turned brown. This one isn't pretty anymore, but I was hoping it would frost. It's so much easier to remove that when it's died. So I'm waiting for it to be frosted back. or killed by the frost. Let me tell you about this annual here. This is this Angelonia. The Angelonia, white Angelonia, it has withstood the 34, 32 temperatures. So what a beautiful plant. I've
Now,
gone
is
on.
that didn't we have a pink
We had a
version
pink
of
one in
that
the window box.
in the window box?
And we
Okay.
just know it survived everything. It can take everything.
It's a hardy little plant.
A hardy little plant. So I definitely will do that in the window box next year. All the new plantings, like I said, we've kept things watered, and they should do great.
Didn't look like a squirrel got any of your bulbs you just did.
We had a squirrel. You said it doesn't?
Yeah,
you saw the squirrel?
Yeah, I saw
we have
the
one squirrel on Kitson Street. And I didn't think he was on our side of the river, but he is. He's found something on our side, and I hope it's not my little Asiatic bulbs. The other thing that's going on, oh gosh, because we have done a lot. You know, the little stacked wall here, I have loved how it's made my plants so much healthier. It holds the moisture better. And can you believe those impatiens are still blooming? They don't look so pretty, but they've got new buds. So I'm going to leave these till they can't take it. Because from afar, they look really nice.
Yeah, they do.
They do. Oh, and Reggie's been doing some
it's not done
renovation,
we'll
restoration. We have tentative new tenants that want to move in to the tree. So let me show you what Reggie's been up to. They requested a new front door. For some reason, they didn't like the style of the last. So here's Reggie's new front door for their home, which I love. And I think we're going to have a nice little rock pathway.
Yeah, that's what. And
they haven't moved in yet. We don't.
Well, no, because you want to wait till the contractor's done.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this isn't finished yet, but they have given their approval for us to continue on with the way it looks. I know the cats are interested because when we took the other door off, they were able to get inside.
Yeah, it's big in there too.
You know, this tree is, I talk about this tree. It's my favorite tree, but it only lives as long as it can live, and hopefully I can handle that when it's its turn. So let's just keep moving towards the shade garden, where all the hostas were planted just recently. They're all doing great. I will not take out these pretty begonias yet, just because from my view up there, it looks so nice. When I was in here the other day doing some cleanup, I had forgotten that I planted a hellebore, one of Jim's here. So it's good to get into your garden and trim things up.
Did you move that around, or
you find things? Pardon me?
Should you move it somewhere?
I don't know. We'll see if it'll bloom this winter.
Yeah.
See if it grows. But it's one of his. The other thing,
not as big as the other ones up.
No, well, this was a baby from Jim's.
Oh.
It wasn't a big plant like the ones up in the rain barrel garden. I did take a mat of the foxglove the day that the tree was being taken out, when John was wanting some. And
it's not the foxgloves, honey.
These aren't, what did I call them?
Foxgloves.
They're not foxgloves.
They're lamb's ear.
Lamb's ear, or Stachys byzantine.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'll bring this over here, see if I like the color. I haven't taken my Solomon Seal out yet because I love how
it's a neat color.
It's a great color.
Yeah.
It didn't get, it's had a chance to go into this fall color, whereas every other fall it gets hard frosted before this time of year.
I don't think I've ever seen it looking that good.
We've never seen it look that good.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pluses and minuses, living in a drought area. But you just have to learn to do whatever you want to do. Few little roses up there. Let's see what else. Anything in this has changed outside the trees being gone? I don't think so. But I do know that whatever I put here has to be very sun tolerant. And you can see, this is like, what time is this? 1 or 2 o'clock? And so this area that used to be shaded is now very full of sun. So I think the Japanese anemone will do fine. This pot may have more sun-loving plants. Fortunately, the heuchera that was in here can take sun or shade. So I need to be looking at those things for next season for these pots. But otherwise, you know, that's what I'm going to observe until it's time to change things out. But I think that's it. That is the garden, the end of October. Everything's surviving. I survived, and
more importantly,
Reggie
I survived as well.
Yeah, Reggie survived, thank goodness. But it's just beautiful. I love how things are lasting. I mean, you look at this Japanese maple. I'm just looking at that
I don't know if we
color.
can get a good shot of it there in the sun.
That color
I'm
is,
shooting right to the sun.
I mean, that doesn't look as pretty as this shade when it's in the shade.
All right.
But it is beautiful. And that's it. Get out in your gardens. Start cutting back what you can, little by little. Don't get overwhelmed. Touch everything and enjoy it while you can, because we are in a zone where we could get very cold weather and some snow. But I like winter, and I hope you do too.
So you have a shirt on that says,
I love winter. I do. It's time to just take a break. Anyhow, thanks for watching Gardening on the West Fork Zone 6B, Weston, West Virginia. The October, how it looks, the garden in October. And it's doing pretty well. So I'll see you guys the next time. Bye.